Welcome to TYT Sports. Jason here. My guest today, Dalton Del Don from Yahoo Sports. He's a terrific fantasy football writer, but outside of that, he's also a very vocal member of sports media. He talks on a podcast with LIss every single week. I would love for you guys to check that out. You guys obviously know who LIss is because we've had him on multiple times on this platform. All that fun stuff you can find in the description box below. Dalton, first things first, before we get into a little bit of Floyd Mayweather's recent video, you're coming in from Northern California, which makes you one of the most hated fan bases in the world right now for the Golden State Warriors. But outside of that, how you doing? How you been? Haven't seen you in a couple months.
I'm doing well. Thanks for having me. I am even wearing the Warrior Strength in Numbers shirt right now, as you can see. Yeah, I'm doing especially well this morning. Stayed up late last night watching the San Francisco Giants pull off their 10th straight game in which they staved off elimination in the playoffs. You know, it's always nice just not to get swept. I know the Cubs are awesome. I don't know why we're even playing out the rest of the string of this. We might as well already hand them the championship. But for one night, especially after that frustratingly giving up yet another blown save, they have the most blown saves since the stat was created for a team to make the playoffs. And of course, it happened yet again. I don't know how you walk a guy up to start out the ninth with the league's MVP on deck. But anyway, I'm doing well. Giants won.
For the sake of sports in this country, we don't need another Giants World Series.
Yeah, I understand. Suddenly we're the insufferable fans here with winning 3 titles in the last, 6 years? I don't know. It's hard to count.
Yeah.
At this
well,
point.
they have
the Warriors.
Even...
At least you guys have the 49ers for you know, you can kick them around for now,
right,
at least.
Absolutely. And there's actually big news that came out of the 49ers today, too. But we'll actually save a little bit of that 49ers thing, I guess, for the football clip, the little tag in there, too. But in terms of Floyd Mayweather, I know we're both big fight fans. It's for those who have not seen Dalton's work and stuff like that. I know he's also been to UFC events, all that good stuff. But the fight game is always a big topic of conversation, especially when Floyd Mayweather, even though he is retired and it looks like no amount of money is going to get him back in the ring, has anything of news or note to say. So Fight Hype caught up with Floyd Mayweather recently in a rather strange rant. Here's the video via Fight Hype. You can see immediately he answers the question in a completely different fashion that anyone was really expecting. And then, of course, many news outlets started to pick it up. Here's the video from Fight Hype.
Floyd, why do you think a lot of these guys aren't selling pay-per-view like you were doing it? What are they not doing right, or is it just something different that you were able to do?
You know, and you know, I'm not one particular to come up here and say, I'm here to say all lives matter. You know, a lot of times we get stuck, and we're followers. When you hear one person say, Black Lives Matters or Blue Lives Matters, all lives matter. And what I learned from boxing, what everyone can take in real life, is follow directions, follow order. Don't give nobody no hard time, because my thing is this, with everybody that's watching this interview or that's listening, because this interview will be played long when I'm gone. When someone breaking your house or someone breaking your car, the first thing we do is we call the police. You know, with me being a fighter and my hands being registered, if I hit a guy for breaking in my house or breaking in my car, it's gonna cost me more money. So I got to work smarter, not harder. I'm gonna call the cops. So, and it's not right what's going on within this world on both sides. I think we need to communicate better, and I think we need to follow direction.
All right, so Floyd's not wrong on a lot of these points. Like, there's obviously problems in our country. He's obviously making points about, like, we have to have better communication. I'm not knocking him for that. What I'm going to knock him for is I don't think he understands what he means when he says all lives matter. Because essentially, when the whole all lives matter movement started to happen, it is essentially a racist look at the Black Lives Matter movement. So what is so interesting to me about this whole video is, for one, they didn't ask him about it. They said to him, how do you feel about the pay-per-view numbers? With guys like, obviously they're talking about guys like Canelo and Triple G and how the success of boxing, and he immediately 180s. I was curious if you had any big thoughts on this one, or if you were, in terms of Mayweather's words.
I have no idea how to respond to this, because clearly he didn't know how to respond. Yeah, they asked him about pay-per-view, And it's just very random. And as you mentioned, it wasn't even when it was off topic and he wanted to say something, even then he got that totally off base. So really bizarre. But I'm glad he's in the news in any case because I miss some Mayweather in my life. I thought for sure he would not end at 49-0. I mean, obviously we live in the base 10 system. We love our perfect round numbers. And Rocky Marciano, I believe, retired at 49-0 also.
Yes, he did.
The longest stretch in which a fighter did not lose. So I thought for sure he would fight again and just, sign a one-fight deal for a ton of money. Not that he needs it. Although if you believe his Twitter account, he's never lost a big bet because he only posts the ones in which he wins. But It's been, since September 2015 since he fought. So it looks like he's done, right? I mean, it'd be pretty – I guess boxers do come back. It's a little different than other sports. But what do you think, Jason? Do you think he's ever going to be in the ring again?
Well, the tough thing now is that it's been almost, like you said, September 2015. So now we're going on over a year since he's ever been in a training camp. And it doesn't look like Floyd Mayweather's lost any bit of his fitness. Right. But at some point, you're going to hit what I guess would be considered for a boxer over the hill. And if Floyd Mayweather ever came back, yes, as you mentioned, it would have to be for, I didn't want to even know the amount because when it comes to the boxing prize purses, like it puts the UFC in its shadow, its very, very big shadow, if the money was right. But the tough thing is, what is the fight that's going to sell enough people's interest? Because Berto was an obvious cakewalk into 49-0. There was nothing about it. Pacquiao Mayweather at least had the hype. Past the mom test, I always said. Moms knew who the hell was fighting because it was such a big deal and had boxing as that way of bringing, I guess, the whole world to a TV when the fight is that big. I find it hard to believe he's not going to go for 50, but granted, Floyd Mayweather is kind of a weird dude. So I don't think he's looking at it at the base 10 system. I think everybody else, like ourselves, are going, how could you not go for 50? How are you okay with just tying Marciano's record? Maybe he doesn't want to pass him. Maybe he thinks in his head, I'd rather just be standing aside that greatness. So the other thing, too, I have to mention is, who's going to break into Floyd Mayweather's house? like who in there? It's like the guys who are like, who's going to break into Mike Tyson's house? You'd have to be insane to do this.
Yeah, he probably has a few bodyguards, I would guess, too. And the fact that the Pacquiao fight underwhelmed so much. So maybe, I guess he has too much to lose, really. All downside, I guess. But I am surprised that we haven't heard more from him until now. And while we're on the boxing topic, can Triple G and Canelo just sign the dotted line already? I mean, I know it sounds like they're each going to fight one more time, and then I think it's going to happen, crossing my fingers. But man, I can't wait to see that fight. I don't know if that'll pass the My Mom test, but it'll certainly be the biggest boxing get-together, since the Pacquiao-Mayweather fight, for sure.
Oh, undoubtedly, that was a fight that would live up to its hype. What I find so interesting in following these two fighters as they go, for one, every time they step in the ring without fighting each other, I freak out. Because I'm thinking, not that I ever think that either guy is going to lose, given GGG's inhumane power, even when he's not even looking at fighters, and Canelo Alvarez's speed. Obviously, he's a power puncher too. But when I look at these two guys, every time they step in the ring, I go, what if they lose? Like, if one of them falls, that could derail that fight entirely. And the other side of it, too, is I'm trying to figure out which one is ducking the other. Because it doesn't seem right that at this point, because I was talking, I think, about 3-4 months ago when they started the more rumors for this fight that it would be January or February 2017 that they would get together. That's not looking likely anymore. And it doesn't look like May of 2017 will happen. So I don't want these two guys to just get older and older and older, even though Canelo's got, 400 fights to his name, and he's only 25, 26 years old. So my biggest fear is that either one will lose or that one is ducking the other. And we don't know which one is which because they don't want their immaculate records at this point being spotted by having that fight. But why not? I mean, I would love to see them fight. I don't even know who I'd take in it, and I don't even know who would be the odds-on favorite.
Yeah, I'm guessing it'd be close to even, but I thought it was kind of, maybe who knows with the media, but it seemed to me that Canelo was the guy to blame mostly for,
right.
I think they wanted him to be a little bit readier in his career, but you're right, he's had so many fights under his belt. I don't know, I feel like Triple G, who did not look his best his last fight by any stretch, but
right.
There was rumors he was ill, at the weigh-in, and he still broke the guy's eye socket. So even when not, even a 70% Triple G, still dominated, and he's so entertaining. I love the fact that he'll take punishment rather than settle for the unanimous decision. But I don't know. I thought it was a little bit more Canelo to blame, But regardless, they need to make it happen. And Triple G is up there in age, too. I want to see these two get together when they're both in their primes.
Yeah, that's to me the biggest staple to this fight is you can't wait until 2019 to settle this fight, which is why I've been saying for a long time, boxing needs a Dana White. Love or hate Dana White, boxing needs, and not that Dana White makes all these fights happen. There's a lot of other people that are pulling the strings, but boxing needs some organization because if there was any at all, if they were looking at it from the money perspective, this fight would already have happened and we'd be already staring down the barrel of a second fight and probably a trilogy because it's just too good. But on that note, we're going to wrap up on Floyd Mayweather and head into our next clip.
Growing up, man, heavyweight fights were like a Super Bowl. They were all, I mean.
Oh, yeah, for sure. Oh, we're talking
Tyson, like. I mean, the Riddick Bowe, Holyfield fights. I mean, I still remember those as a kid. And anyone who's a teenager now or starting college, they don't even know boxing. I mean,
not at all.
This used to be like just awesome. I would look forward to a big heavyweight fight like a Super Bowl. And now I couldn't even, I mean, the heavyweight division's a total joke. And guys like this, even the very small amount that they can't even get together in the ring together. It's very frustrating. The Andre Ward upcoming fight is very interesting for people that pay attention, but he's not even that big of a favorite. But man, if these two can't get together soon, the whole sport is just simply going to die.
Unfortunately, I mean, there's still I would still consider a very niche audience for it. I think we're both a part of it, so we'll pay attention. But in terms of the masses, they're going to start flocking towards other fight game sports, Bellator, UFC, all that stuff, because they put on better products. But on that note, I need everybody to comment below. On Floyd Mayweather's video, do you think he was misunderstanding at least part of what he was saying? Also, do you believe in what he was saying in the end of his rant, if you will, in terms of communication, the problems in our country, yada, yada. Dalton Del Don's on Twitter, @Dalton Del Don. You can check him out at Yahoo Sports. You can also check him out with LIss on the podcast, The East Coast Offense. We'll make sure to leave all that in the description box below. Until then, come back. We're here with a couple more clips.